Everyone thinks market crashes are random. They're not. They follow a rhythm as predictable as the seasons. For decades, economists have taught us that boom and bust cycles happen because of wars, policy mistakes, or sudden shocks. A bank fails, a war breaks out, the market collapses. Cause and effect, neat and linear, but there's a pattern underneath that explanation, one that keeps appearing whether there's a war or not. A Russian economist named Nikolai Kondratieff noticed something in the 1920s. Major economies seem to move in long waves, each lasting roughly 50 to 60 years. Boom, peak, crash, trough, repeat. At first, this looks airtight. The Industrial Revolution powered the first wave. Railroads and steel drove the second. Electricity and chemicals sparked the third. Each wave brought new infrastructure, new fortunes, new jobs, and then inevitably oversupply. Factories built faster than demand grew. Speculation ran wild. Prices detached from reality. Then came the collapse. The data seemed to fit. Historians pointed to specific events: the Panic of 1873, the Great Depression of 1929. See, the waves are real. But here's where it breaks. If the waves are truly mechanical, if they're driven by the life cycle of innovation alone, then they should appear everywhere always. They don't. Some nations experienced the crashes Kondratieff predicted. Others didn't. Wars interrupted some cycles. New technologies arrived early in some regions, late in others. And the timing, historians have stretched and compressed the dates so much that the wave theory now explains almost anything. Which means it explains almost nothing. That's not science, that's retrofitting. The real story is messier and more human. Long cycle patterns do exist, but not because of some iron law of innovation. They exist because of how people behave when they are uncertain. A new technology emerges. Early adopters make fortunes. Others see those fortunes and want in. Prices rise, then more people join, then more, until prices have climbed so far that ordinary returns look impossible. Greed flips to fear. Everyone rushes out at once. The crash isn't the technology failing. It's collective psychology reaching an extreme. Kondratieff was onto something real, but he named it wrong. It's not a wave driven by the lifespan of a technology. It's a wave driven by how long it takes for an entire generation to learn that the last crash can happen again. About 50 years is how long human memory lasts. The people who lived through 1929 remembered caution. By 1980, most were retired or gone. New traders entered with no lived memory of collapse. Same cycle. Different actors. This explains why the waves appear irregular when you test them rigorously. They're not a law of nature. They're a pattern of human emotion wearing down and rebuilding over generations. The timing shifts because technology accelerates, regulation changes, and global interconnection scrambles the old rhythms. What held in the 1800s doesn't hold in the 2000s. And that's why trying to predict the next crash using Kondratieff's framework alone will cost you. The cycle exists, the dates don't. So when you hear someone invoke Kondratieff to predict the next bubble or crash, you're listening to someone who's borrowed the credibility of a 100-year-old theory to sound more certain than the data allows. The insight that long cycles exist, that psychology drives them, that they roughly repeat, that part holds water. But the precision doesn't. The real value isn't in predicting when the wave crests. It's in recognizing that every generation thinks this time is different. And every generation learns the hard way that it usually isn't. This video is for educational and informational purposes only and is not financial advice. Always do your own research. Subscribe so you don't miss the next breakdown of the forgotten patterns reshaping how markets move. This video is for educational and informational purposes only and is not financial advice. Always do your own research.